Jade Cargill just made a big reveal, so we'll see what that's about. We'll also check out some stories for Solo Sikoa, Bianca Belair, and more. Starting things off with some big topics related to Jade Cargill. Jade recently spoke with the Battleground podcast, and she revealed that Bianca, Naomi, and herself were all trying to get Coco to come out with them in some capacity for their WrestleMania 40 match. She had this to say about how that went, quote, "We just had Coco Jones. We were telling her, hey, we have makeup artists, we have seamstresses, whatever you need. We can wrap it all together right now in a bow. If you want to be out there right now with us, you can." Coco Jones is one of those people we were trying to prep at WrestleMania to get in the ring with us right then and there, but she declined. Her management declined, maybe next time, end quote. Coco Jones did sing the national anthem for WrestleMania 40 and was spotted hanging out backstage with Jade, Bianca, and Naomi, but it looks like an invitation to the ring for that match was too short notice for her and her team to approve of. But like Jade Cargill said, hopefully there is an opportunity in the future for them to bring Coco Jones back on WWE television again. The men's division had some big crossovers in recent years, such as Bad Bunny, Johnny Knoxville, Logan Paul, and many others. So fans think it would be pretty cool to see a big pop crossover in the women's division. But in other Jade Cargill related news, she also spoke with Ringside Podcast and said that she's been enjoying her time teaming with Bianca Belair. She acknowledged that everything she's done in the wrestling ring in her career thus far has been solo runs. So she's still getting used to being in a tag team and looks at it as being a fun challenge. It's interesting to note that Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair are also in the Queen of the Ring tournament. So assuming that they both win their first round matchups and continue to advance in the bracket, it'll be great to see how WWE handles that situation. Obviously, if they both keep advancing in the bracket, common sense tells us that they'll eventually have to face each other within the tournament. But considering that Bianca versus Jade is a WrestleMania caliber match, it's very unlikely that WWE will just give away that match within the tournament. So they'll have to avoid the possibility of having Jade versus Bianca taking place in the tournament at all costs, in order to preserve that match, meaning that maybe it's more likely that one of the two women will go far in the tournament, while the other one gets eliminated early on. So who's going further than the other in the tournament between the tag team champions? Well, to determine that, we'll have to look at the tiny pieces of details and hints WWE has provided so far. Like we spoke about last week, the fact that Bianca Belair still refuses to forgive Bayley and won't let go of that grudge, that does seem to slightly hint at the idea that Bianca will continue to hold all of grudges and frustrations in about everything until she snaps one day and turns completely heel. And considering that Bianca Belair already has major career accomplishments, such as main eventing WrestleMania and being a former 3-time world champion, she doesn't really desperately need to win the Queen of the Ring tournament. So it's possible that Bianca will be the one to get eliminated early. And for Jade Cargill, she is new on the scene. She's hungry for opportunity. WWE is clearly establishing her as a powerhouse force in the ring. And not to mention that the Queen of the Ring accolade would look very nice on her young WWE career stat sheet. So that's what makes it seem like if we had to pick between the two, it seems like it makes more sense for Jade to go further in the tournament than Bianca. And if the long-term plan is for Bianca to turn heel on Jade Cargill down the line, this may be another golden opportunity to lay down the foundation of that upcoming heel turn. Maybe Bianca Belair starts to become jealous of everything that Jade is accomplishing, such as advancing deep into the Queen of the Ring tournament, and possibly jealous of Jade potentially even winning the entire thing. If all the events play out like that of Jade winning it all and Bianca getting eliminated early, that could be what they use deep in the future to explain why Bianca just couldn't deal with standing in Jade's shadow anymore. So keep an eye on what happens in the tournament between Jade and Bianca, because that could end up being some very sneaky explanation for their eventual breakup deep into the future. In other major news this week, WWE's partnership with the Fox network is coming to an end. Fox has been the exclusive home to Friday Night Smackdown ever since October 2019, but it was just announced this week that Smackdown will be heading to USA Network starting on September 13th, 2024. WWE also announced that they reached a short-term extension with the USA Network to keep Monday Night Raw on their network throughout the remainder of 2024. That's a short-term deal because Netflix will of course become the exclusive home for Monday Night Raw starting January 2025. And there's still a lot of hype for that Monday Night Raw Netflix transition. It'll be the first time in Raw's 30-plus year history that it's technically off of television and no longer abiding to the standard television rules. They would now be on Netflix on this streaming platform, and a lot of fans are curious to see if WWE does switch up their Raw programming in any major way because of the platform change. A big overarching conflict in the bloodline right now is that Paul Heyman is obviously on much different pages than this new version of the faction. Paul Heyman still acknowledges Roman Reigns as the tribal chief, but oddly enough, he's the only one left in the group that acknowledges Roman. Solo, the Tonga brothers, and Jacob all want nothing to do with Roman Reigns. So this has popped a question from fans of, why is Heyman still there with Solo's new group if they all know where his true loyalty lies at? And that's a very good question. We did see Solo even threaten Heyman on multiple occasions over the last few weeks, so they're not on good terms at all. But some theories on why Solo is keeping Heyman around includes the idea of maybe Solo is continuing on Heyman passing over information to Roman Reigns. Solo wants Heyman to closely witness everything he's doing, and is probably counting on Heyman to pass that over to Roman, maybe hoping to intimidate Roman and make him have second guesses about returning to WWE. Everyone also agrees that Paul Heyman will most likely stay with the new bloodline until Roman Reigns is very close to returning. Once Roman is a few weeks out of coming back, that's maybe when we'll see Solo Sikoa fully kick out Paul Heyman out of the family. But Heyman can turn around a few weeks later and reappear with Roman Reigns by his side. That'll perfectly set up Roman's return and reunion with Heyman in a pretty simple yet very effective way. So we'll have to pay close attention to see how these events play out between Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.